Every F1 US race explained. Austin versus Miami versus Vegas. Miami broke the record. Now understand why. Miami didn't just throw a party. In 2024, it set the US TV audience record, averaging about 3.1 million viewers on ABC and peaking near 3.6 million, and delivered a landmark win on US soil. That wasn't a fluke of palm trees and pyrotechnics. It was the product of a layout that punishes traction, heat that toys with tire life, and strategy windows that open and slam shut like South Florida thunderstorms. Today, we decode how America's three Grands Prix create three totally different chess games. Austin's high-speed tire torture test, Miami's traction-taxed heat sprint, and Las Vegas's neon-cold Slipstream lottery. Stay to the end, and I'll give you the simple one-lap rhythm that predicts passes on all three, before the commentators smell them. Miami, traction taxes and heat tricks. The Miami International Autodrome runs about 5.4 kilometers with 19 corners stitched around Hard Rock Stadium. Thread the stadium first, heavy brake for turn 11 left. Flick the car through 14 to 15. Square off 16 without lighting the rears. Then breathe onto the boulevard. Two long straights dare you to trim drag, but the slow-speed maze punishes you if you do. Here, mechanical grip, not just wing, is the currency. After a full resurfacing in 2023, asphalt temps can soar, and DRS bites hardest on the back straight into the final complex and along the main straight past the pits. That heat rewrites the undercut-overcut math. When the surface is scorching, fresh rubber can light up instantly and turn the outlap into a slingshot. When clouds roll in or a safety car chills the tires, warm-up becomes the villain, and the overcut steals the scene. That's why Miami rewards drivers who can nurse rears without babying exits, and teams that time their stop to drop into clean air rather than dirty train purgatory. If your engineer is preaching patience through the middle sector, they're buying you battery for the highway sections. Because here, the pass is born in the stadium, but delivered on the boulevard. Austin, the high-speed tire test. COTA is 5.5 kilometers of personality. Suzuka-style S's at the start, camber plays in the middle, and a mile-long drag race off turn 11 that magnifies bad exits into lost weekends. It's also the most honest tire exam of the three. Lateral loads are brutal, and the wind can turn a balanced car into a nervous one between sessions, especially crosswinds through S1's S's and the S3 stadium. Degradation here is usually thermal. You slide, the carcass heats, and pace evaporates. That's why a one-stop is seductive on paper, but usually unravels by the final sector. With a green flag pit lane delta around 20 to 21 seconds, most winners make their race by nailing the undercut when the compounds wake quickly, or by stretching a middle stint just long enough to clear traffic while keeping the rears alive. The dominant templates lately? Medium, hard, hard for robustness. Medium, hard if a safety car compresses the field or the hard holds on. Occasionally a late medium for a final burst when track temp drops. Recent resurfacing smoothed the worst bumps, but the circuit still punishes impatience. Track limits lurk. The pit lane tax is big enough to make you think twice, and a messy rejoin into Sector 1 will shred the new tires you paid good seconds for. The drivers who thrive here turn the S's into one brushstroke, tiny steering inputs, early throttle, no slide. So their rubber is good when strategy calls matter. Las Vegas, cold, fast, and a little ruthless. Under the lights, Vegas flips the script. The strip circuit is a 6.2-kilometer postcard. Long straights, 90-degree corners, and night air temperatures that make tire warm-up a full-time job. The toe is real, the DRS effect is meaningful, and low-tempered force setups tempt you with top speed while stealing security in the braking zones. Cold air means the front axle often lacks initial bite while the rears struggle for traction. So push too hard and you grain the fronts. Baby it and you never switch the tire on. Add cold brakes at the end of the strip and you'll hear conservative breakpoint calls until temperatures climb. That combination births the grid's strangest strategy traps. The classic undercut can fail because the new tire won't bite on a chilled-out lap. The overcut can look inspired until a virtual safety car erases your hard-earned gap. And because of the long straights, defending drivers can afford to be patient. Save battery, place the car, and let the slipstream do half the work. The champions here are the teams that nail tire conditioning and driver prep laps. Get the fronts awake without cooking the rears. Prime the battery for the end of the straight, and you slingshot past cars that look faster on paper. How the three tracks trick strategists. The same compounds act like three personalities. In Miami, the heat compresses the decision tree. Pit too early and you'll meet late stint rear fade. Pit too late and you hand your rival an undercut worth multiple tenths in those traction zones. In Austin, tire stress over a full fuel load pushes most teams toward two stops, unless a safety car gifts a window. Then, double stack ballet wins positions while rivals hesitate. In Vegas, everything orbits tire warm-up. You can't count on an aggressive outlap, so the free time from a stop under caution comes with a hidden cost. Cold rubber while the pack is on your gearbox. That's why Vegas restarts feel like auditions. Whoever nails the first braking zone owns the straight that follows. Driver craft you can hear on the radio. Listen for code words. In Miami, protect exits and don't spend here translate to saving battery for the straights and keeping rear temps sane. In Austin, lift a tenth in S1 is really about protecting the tire for the final sector where lap time lives. In Vegas, build it gently means the engineer is begging for temperature without wheel spin because a single snap ruins the tire's confidence for the next two corners. The best drivers treat energy like water in a desert. Sip where it evaporates, pour where it moves you forward. The one-lap rhythm to predict passes. Here's the tell across all three. If a car harvests deep into the heaviest brake zone, carries a touch of early rotation without yaw, and you hear a calm release followed by full deploy as the car stands up, expect an attack at the end of that straight. In Miami, it's born in the stadium and lands into turn 17. In Austin, it begins in the run to turn 12 after the hairpin. In Vegas, it's the long exhale down the strip where patience beats panic. If you hear, "Don't spend, build the pack," they're setting a trap for the next lap's burst. 2 quick laughs, so we breathe. People say Miami is all show until they try to defend out of the stadium and realize the boulevard is a lie detector. And Vegas? That's where drivers discover the only thing colder than the tires is the engineer's voice when you light them up out of the final corner. Make the algorithm work for us. 3 distinct identities, 1 country. Austin equals lateral load degree that rewards rhythm and tire discipline. Miami equals traction plus heat timing, where clean air rejoins and rear preservation win. Vegas equals cold start slipstream, where warm-up and brake temps script the opening laps. If this breakdown made the US rounds click into focus, hit subscribe so you don't miss our on-site Parc Ferme debriefs for Austin, Miami, and Vegas. Drop your vote in the comments with evidence. Which circuit punishes an early undercut the most? And why? I'm featuring the sharpest lap-by-lap take next upload. Want to power deeper data viz and tire life overlays? Super thanks is below. Always optional, always appreciated. And if you want early outlines, members-only notes, and custom emblems for quali watch-alongs, hit join. Next, how Active Arrow plus Manual Override reshaped these battles in 2026. Let's build the smartest F1 explainer channel on the grid.